Does your dog completely lose it when someone comes to your front door? Maybe it's the doorbell, a knock at the door, might be the postman or a delivery person, friends arriving for dinner, or even someone simply walking up the driveway. One minute your house is quiet, the next your dog is barking, running to the door, jumping around, and completely focused on the visitor. If you've ever thought, why does my dog do this every single time? You're definitely not alone. Barking at visitors is one of the most common reasons that people contact me. And it's also one of the behaviours that's most often misunderstood. Because many owners assume their dog is simply being protective. Sometimes that's true, but very often there's much more going on than that. Here's something that's really important to understand. Two dogs can bark at a visitor in exactly the same way, yet be feeling completely different emotions. One dog may be excited, another may feel uncertain. One might want to greet the visitor, another wants the visitor to stay away. The behaviour looks similar, but the motivation is very different. And if we don't understand what's driving the barking, it's much harder to choose the right solution. Dogs bark because behaviour has a purpose. They're communicating something. When visitors arrive, your dog might be saying, "Who is this? I'm excited. I'm not sure about this. Please don't come any closer. Something has changed." The barking isn't the whole story. It's only one piece of the puzzle. That's why I encourage owners to look at the whole dog. What is their body doing? Are they loose and wiggly? Are they frozen in one position? Are they backing away? Are they running forwards and backwards? Are they looking for distance? Or are they desperate to say hello? Those details tell us far more than the barking alone. I recently worked with a lovely Labrador whose family believed he was protecting the house. Every visitor triggered frantic barking. The family assumed he was being territorial. But when I watched him more closely, his body told a different story. He barked, then he retreated, he barked again, then he looked back at his owners. He wasn't confidently guarding the home. He was conflicted. Part of him wanted to investigate, but part of him felt uncertain. So once we helped him predict what would happen when visitors arrived and gave him a calm routine that he understood, his barking gradually became less intense. Not because we stopped him barking, but because he no longer felt he had to cope with the situation on his own. So 3 things that you can try today are: 1, watch the whole dog, not just the noise, not just the barking. Look at their whole body and their body language. The barking is only part of the story. 2, create a predictable visitor routine. Dogs often cope better when they know what happens next. For example, guide them to a mat, scatter a few treats, or give them a familiar enrichment activity before opening the door. And 3, keep greetings calm. Excited people often create excited dogs. The calmer everyone is, the easier it is for many dogs to settle. One mistake I see all the time is waiting until your dog is already barking before trying to help them. By then, emotions are usually running high. Instead, think about setting your dog up for success before the visitor walks through the door. That small change can make a big difference over time. If your dog's barking is becoming more intense, if they're lunging or snapping, or unable to recover after visitors leave, or you feel worried about anyone's safety, it's definitely worth speaking with a qualified behaviour professional. And if this behaviour has appeared suddenly or become much worse without an obvious reason, I'd also recommend a veterinary check to rule out any pain or an underlying medical issue. The barking isn't always the problem. It's often the symptom. When we understand what our dog is trying to tell us, we're in a much better position to help them. So, has your dog ever reacted like this when visitors arrive? If so, I'd love to hear what happens at your place. Leave a comment below. And if you'd like more videos that help you understand your dog, not just train them, don't forget to subscribe to Canine Hub.